Here we go, boys. The Patreon. The easy part. The hard part is over. The hard part of our 2-hour shift is over. And now we get to go into the easy part. I can't believe after we recorded the episode, Sean goes, it's really hard to talk for 2 hours a week.
We were just depleted.
We were like, fuck.
Oh, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you guys were like, people manage it as their jobs all the time.
People talk for 8 hours. Stephen
I
A.
said
Smith
women
probably
do that
talks
with
for
their
8
mothers
hours a
every day. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And it's true.
And that's true. But the thing is, it's like, I'll tell you what, you don't realize it. This is the best job you can have in show business,
Sure.
being a podcaster.
Yeah.
Writing sucks.
Yeah.
Acting sucks. Doing stand-up is kind of nice. Doing stand-up on the road is nice because there's so little time you actually spend performing.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 45 minutes.
That's what I hate about it.
What?
That's what I don't like about the road.
What?
Such little time of performing and so much time to do
but
nothing.
you don't like checking into the hotel? You don't like getting into your hotel room?
I like getting into it, but then I want to do things. But currently, it's wherever I'm going. I don't have like a situation where I'm like, oh, I'm going to spend money here. It's all about trying to gain money there. So it's the idea of spending it. I feel like a buffoon, so I don't get to do anything.
Well, I feel like I can only ever afford like the flights that are at 6 a.m. and then you fly west, so you're losing time. So I like getting to the hotel at like 9 a.m. being like, can I get an early check-in? And sometimes they give it to you, and you just get to pass out until like 3 o'clock. Yeah. To me, that's really nice. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so what's on the agenda? We did promise the second part of that American History X story. If you're just joining us over from the regular episode, I told a story about how I auditioned for a theater school when I was in high school called Governor's School. I did a monologue from American History X, and the lady who was auditioning said, "Why did you pick that monologue?" And I said, well, because I think it's a problem that exists in the world, and theater's a way to deal with that problem. And as I was leaving the audition, I said, God, I hope she knows that I meant that racism is the problem and not minorities. And then I remember my mom and my aunt came to pick me up from the audition, and I go, yeah, that's the answer that I gave her, but I hope she knew what I meant. I hope she didn't think that I'm like a racist. And then my aunt, who's like this very like liberal woman from Boston, who's like, my uncle's a doctor. My aunt just goes, oh yeah, I'm sure she knew that, honey, and I'm sure she knows that people your age don't walk around calling black people. And then she dropped an N-bomb. She like casually dropped an N-bomb so casually. Yeah. So that's the other part. That's the other part of that story.
My uncle is a television writer.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's written movies as well. Don't want to dox him. But
dox him?
Dude, we gotta dox this motherfucker.
He's so online that
Dude, what did he make? We need to know now.
Yeah.
His last name's McCarthy?
No, it's on my mom's side.
Okay.
Damn it.
I'm trying. You know what? It's the Patreon. I don't want to get him in trouble. But so I was hanging out with him and my aunt and my mother years ago, and he was just talking about being a television writer. He's like, "Yeah, you're their N-word." It's like,
yeah. Oh, and you're a yeah.
Oh,
He's a boomer.
yeah, he's a boomer guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's no way that Biden hasn't said the N-word more than Trump over the course of his life. There's no way Biden hasn't said it more.
Yeah.
Did he write for Everybody Loves Raymond?
No.
Okay. Was it a 90?
I have a question about the script.
Was it a
Paul, why did he...
He's the guy that made Jerry Springer like go extreme in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an Everybody Loves Raymond episode, and Raymond's like, Deborah, you're really treating me like a...
He wrote Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
He's like, white people crash on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So will you give us any hints? A drama or a comedy?
Well, it's like Canadian bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
Okay.
Trigger Happy TV?
it's like the Canadian government just pays them to make culture there.
I know. I've been saying that about these Canadian comics, man.
Yeah.
They all have like specials.
That's why they're not that good.
No, I think a lot of them are good because they get to make things when they live in Canada and they start. They go, oh, you want to do something?
Yeah.
Make a special.
Who's a good Canadian comic besides Aaron Berg? I don't know if you could name one.
Wait. Nathan McIntosh.
Oh, Nathan, yes.
Yeah, Nathan's very funny. Norm Macdonald's very funny, right?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is at least like innovative.
Yeah. I guess I feel like in America, comedy is like, or comedy in the arts in general, it's like there's like the very tippy top, and then there's
Like
everybody
Martin
else.
Short. There's Martin
the very
Short
top,
and then
like
everybody else.
Tim Dillon and Martin Short, and
Yeah,
then
Tim
everybody
Dillon,
else.
Martin Short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who acts like Jiminy Glick is
Yeah.
a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's on the agenda?
But that's like, if white people on Gilligan's Island, that would probably be the first thing you would do if you were on a desert island, is just start saying the N-word, because there's no consequences.
Yeah. Until like the tribe comes over and they're like, we heard a commotion. Yeah. Is everybody okay? You want to say it to my face? No, you like to say the word so much. Why don't you say it to us? Say it to all of us. No, I actually, a lot of people were yelling stuff. Actually, I think there was a boat. I think there was a Carnival cruise ship that was.
That guy actually drowned. We drowned him before you got here.
No, it was a song. I was repeating the lyrics.
Yeah.
The song that I like.
Oh no, I just really like Ja Rule a lot. No, I think there was a cruise ship full of teenagers, and it must be like right after their prom.
Yeah, it was a party
and they
cruise.
just kind of turned up, but I would never. Actually, my boss is from Jamaica. I live next door to one of those families. Yeah.
You guys listen to the new Eminem song?
No, I know you're like dying to talk about it.
Yeah. Why don't we listen
Is he
to
back?
things?
Is Eminem back?
He's always back. He always lets us know that he's back.
Well, what I want to know, how do people consume music these days? Because it used to be like back in the day, it would be on the radio or something, right?
Yeah, or you could go to the store, right?
Yeah.
Record store. It used to be Tuesdays. They went back to Fridays, which I think is what it was like before we were kids.
Okay.
For some reason, when we were kids, it was Tuesdays CDs would
okay.
come out. But yeah, I don't know. I think with hip hop, it's like it feels like on Twitter you
Spotify.
find out about stuff constantly.
So it's a new Eminem song.
Yeah, it's just a single. He's got an album coming out called "The Death of Slim Shady."
Okay.
Fans are kind of saying that the idea, because the storyline of the music. You saw the music video?
No, but Shane's in it, right?
in it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Okay.
That's nice,
Yeah.
And the idea is, and it's also gay and corny, and it's very like almost Kid Rockish, but it's Eminem, so you go find whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that more in a second. But the idea is that Slim Shady from like 2001, 2002 has entered 2024, and Eminem is trying to stop him. That's what the music video is. Because he might say something that is going to get Eminem canceled.
Right.
Is the idea.
Okay.
But it works for some reason. I don't think it even would have worked 2 years ago. I think he tried to do it like 5 years ago. He probably tried to do it 10 years ago. And it never really was working after like Eminem show, right? Yeah. Maybe Encore worked.
Now, he's kind of like one of those guys like Robert De Niro where it's like they don't talk about politics except to be like, I hate Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah,
right?
dude. I did not vote for the Biden-Trump election. I didn't vote, but I remember day of I almost did because Eminem tweeted a video, and it was like, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip?
And it's Joe Biden.
And then it was said, vote for Joe Biden. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of, but right? Like, wasn't that kind of the mood at the time? Wasn't Trump very rude?
Yeah.
So I don't hold that up against him. But if he mentions it in this, if he's like calling Donald Trump orange in this one, I'm going to be like, this is corny.
Yeah,
but it works in this song.
I wasn't going to vote for Biden until that guy who made a song about cutting his baby mama's throat off
Right.
told me to.
I think this time it works. It's very like Chet Hanks. It's very aware of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very White Boy Summer.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I know I've always been corny, and that's kind of why we liked the singles, because they're corny and jokey, and I knew that. And you go, oh, yeah, of course you knew that, and I knew that. What have we been doing? Let's have fun. White Boy Summer.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
Right.
And he's just a better, like, lyrically, and his, like, flow is phenomenal. So you just go, all right, let's have fun. Let's strap in.
Okay.
So that's what it feels like. It's like a little gay. It's just Chet Hanks. It's Chet Hanks.
It's just Chet Hanks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Adam Friedland's friends with Chet Hanks.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Very funny. Yeah. Chet Hanks worked out. He held his own,
Uh-huh.
People try to make fun of him and he was like, I know what I am.
Yeah.
I'm an American consumer, and I'm allowed to act like that because of this.
It's nice to see a guy like that succeeding after being passed around and raped by his father's friends.
I know we've said this a lot on the show.
By Shaggy, though. Can you believe that?
Shaggy?
That's why he talks like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Shaggy molested him.
Shaggy molested Chet Hanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The
I didn't
guy
know
who
that.
sings It Wasn't Me. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now I do. Does it annoy you that like when like Robert De Niro doesn't say anything about anything and he'll just pop up to be like, Donald Trump, this guy's really bad.
What do you think? You think Trump, like, I don't know. You think he fucked someone that he loved at one point in his life?
Maybe.
The beef seems more personal than political.
It seems like he really hates him.
Yeah, he seems like I was the cool New York guy.
Right.
There's something like, I just don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel political. And that's
You're
why when
right,
he tries
you're
to
right.
say it, he sounds stupid. He's just like, fucking jerk. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, what happened, actually?
Yeah.
Because it's not politics.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem kind of personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Robert De Niro, you're a fucking loser. You're not that talented. And
Really? You're turning on De Niro like that?
I think so.
I remember when my dad turned on Springsteen
Uh-huh.
when George Bush was president, because Springsteen was like, you know, don't do that. I don't know. And my dad was like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, Springsteen never talked about politics until now. And I'm like, that's every song is.
Yeah.
Not once did he mention it until George Bush becomes president and it's popular to bash him. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I guess what's annoying about De Niro is like he had his day, but they keep like putting him in stuff.
Well, he
They
keeps
keep
wanting
like
to do
wheeling him out to the set, and you know, but it's like just stop embarrassing yourself. Just be an actor. Stop embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
There's better actors that should maybe get more attention.
Well, and there's better causes, right? That's
better
the other
causes.
embarrassing part. Where
Yeah.
it's like you're going to be the guy complaining about Donald Trump while,
Yeah.
well, you know, what's happening in Palestine is happening.
Right. I know. I want to like push him out of his wheelchair.
Yeah, be a Susan Sarandon.
Mm-hmm.
You guys hear he
Grow a
wanted
pair of tits, dude.
De Niro wanted to make a sequel to Taxi Driver,
Really?
but apparently he just has like an extremely high expenses. Like De Niro just spends all this money, so he just wants to make a sequel to everything because he needs money.
What does he spend it on?
I guess his family,
His grandkids keep stealing his money.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of kids and stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like 19 kids.
Jeez. And they probably like half of them are in rehab that he's paying for.
Well, one of his grandkids like passed away, overdose.
So see, I'm
Yeah.
right.
So that's what he's doing. He's just an old man, and he keeps cash hidden around his house.
Yeah, and then there's like,
And then-
and then a 17-year-old comes up to him every 2 years and goes, I want to start a band.
Yeah.
He's like, here.
A biracial 19-year-old named like Falcon De Niro comes into his, steals all his money, and he's like, "Oh, great! I got to make Meet the Fockers 3 now."
What are we going to milk this time?
Yeah. I got a penis, Greg.
Yeah.
You suck my
He
penis.
actually finally milks him in this one. He sits
Finally.
there and milks him.
Robert De Niro's getting milked. You know what I threw on recently? Because every once in a while I get a chance to watch a movie, and I'll pick something based on, I don't know, whatever recommendations. But I threw on There's Something About Mary after, like, because you know people loved it when it came out, and I really didn't find it funny.
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, what do you like about it?
It's very funny. There's just
It's very
very
funny.
funny lines. It's like such a creative little silly story about all of these men who are madly in love, like in such a comical way,
Yeah.
with one woman. And everybody's character has like a few genuinely hilarious moments.
Yeah.
Matt Dillon's.
I guess
thing
that's
where
a
he's
funny
trying to-
idea.
So he's
Yeah.
trying to impress her because her brother's handicapped.
Yeah.
So he's like, I work with retard. Like, that's such a funny line.
That's
He's
that's
talking
a
about how,
funny
like,
line,
yeah, sometimes we let them out of their cages. But what's a movie besides a series of funny lines, you know?
Yeah.
And there's just so many funny lines. I think back then they were very good. The Farrelly brothers, right?
Yeah.
So they did Dumb and Dumber before that.
They did.
I mean,
yeah.
these boys were like on funny steroids in that moment in time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think it's undeniable.
Yeah, I just didn't enjoy like watching this guy that didn't deserve bad stuff happening to him, like get his dick ripped, his scrotum ripped up.
Mike
and, like,
didn't go to prom because he thought he would get his dick stuck in the zipper.
Yeah.
You can't make me, Mom. He thought it meant he had to get his dick stuck in the zipper.
Yeah, I guess I just found it a little like mean spirited.
That's comedy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Step Brothers isn't.
That's not true. It's like
Well,
what
it's
if two guys
mean-spirited,
were
but it's like the
retarded?
people who but everybody kind of deserves the bad stuff that's happening to them. Whereas with Ben Stiller's character, it was like he's just like a nice guy, and he's the only guy in school who's nice to the disabled kid.
Yeah.
And,
But he gets her in the end, right?
and just bad stuff. I didn't finish watching it.
Turn it off.
I well, not that I turned it off. I just don't have time to finish a movie. I got
Sure.
and also, come on, it's 2 hours long. Comedies
Yeah.
don't need to be 2 hours long.
Well, yeah, sure, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
I loved it though.
you loved it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I thought it was so funny when I saw it though.
You
It
did.
must have been a decade ago.
And just like also just consider them casting at the moment. Drew Barrymore. Before that, it was like The Mask, which everybody was like,
Cameron
"Holy!"
Diaz.
Oh, sorry, Cameron Diaz. That's what I meant. Yeah. Oh my God! Imagine Drew Barrymore in the Mask scenes. We'd all be like, "He's just her fucking rail ass."
Yeah.
But she was like the number one most attractive woman to, I don't know, young people that just saw a funny thing. And now she's going to be the star of this other. It's like all perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's some
Okay, but
badass shit.
there's that scene where he like picks up the hitchhiker and then he like goes off to pee and then he ends up like
Oh,
next
yeah, they're
to an
sucking each other
orgy.
off or some
and,
shit.
Yeah, and then he gets like arrested because they think he's
Yeah.
like in the orgy.
Yeah.
I'm like he didn't like deserve that. He's just trying. No, he's literally like if he was like a little bit more of a piece of shit, maybe
Yeah.
that would be funny. But all he did was try to go pee, and it's like, oh, and now I'm
But you know, like so.
in an orgy.
So like Charlie Chaplin said, comedy is a man in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all. It's just like a guy constantly getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Charlie Chaplin also said, "Can I pick you up from middle school to go to our wedding?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin said comedy's a man in trouble after he got busted with a 13-year-old.
Yeah. But comedy's a man in trouble, but usually that man like deserves it. You would think that man deserves it.
I think if he wins in the end, that's a
Unless-
piece of it. You almost are supposed to sympathize with, you know,
Uh-huh.
the tramp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's so it's Charlie Chaplin on To Catch a Predator, and he goes, "Why don't you have a seat over there?" And he like falls off the chair. Starts doing a bunch of pratfalls.
My favorite To Catch a Predator, and we didn't bring it up last week on last week's episode, we talked about the guy who he immediately realizes he gets caught and he just runs his head into the tiny bar that they always have set up. Oh, it's the best. Yeah.
I saw one where like
Bailing.
Chris Hansen comes out and the guy like goes like this with his shirt. he's like, "Yes, I'm on Dateline." He's like, Chris Hansen's like, "You know who I am?" And he's like, "Yes, sir." Yeah. There was one where like a guy came out, and I think it was in like the Australian version, but the guy came out like completely naked. And he got really defensive about it too. He was like, "Yeah, all right, fine. You know,
I'll put my trousers back on.
I'll put my trousers back on. You people are disgusting. That's all you do, you bunch of liars,
You
ain't
got
you?
nothing better to do.
You got nothing better to do.
Like they're cops, like waiting for people to speed by.
All a bunch of wankers, probably using taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're solving real crimes.
Yeah. Why don't you go down to Wall Street, mate? Find some real criminals.
Just butt naked waiting for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
With holding wine coolers.
There's real crime in the city.
Look what I did. I lost my erection.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Great, man.
Nobody watches your dirty TV show.
Do you
One guy showed up with his kid.
No, what? Don't even bring it. What?
No, I'm telling you.
No.
Yeah, a guy showed up with his like 8-year-old son to have sex with a 14-year-old boy.
You think
Yeah.
8-year-old someone's gonna be involved?
What's that?
You think that-
No. But I think he just like couldn't find a babysitter. He like thought he was gonna get laid, and then like. Yeah, so they took his kid away.
It's Mike and Ben at the beach.
No, it's
today.
not me and Ben at the
Ben.
beach.
It's you and Ben at the beach.
He's like, Ben, I have to bury you for 5 minutes. The cops are here.
They lead me away, and he's just like stuck in the sand. He's got sand up to his neck. He's just looking around.
Like seeing all the cop cars pulling up and improvising, like, "Okay, Ben, let's dig a hole."
Some Uzbeki family adopts him. They raise him as their own. He just gets fat like Lev.
Yeah.
He just becomes the next Lev. the guy showed up with his like 9-year-old kid, and then like the courts took his kid away, but he said he did it because he hadn't been intimate with his wife in a long time.
No.
Yeah.
My God.
His wife, he's like, my wife wasn't fucking me, so I had to seek out sex with a 14-year-old boy. And then like he wasn't allowed to be with his kid, but his wife ended up staying with him. So they took the state like took the kid away, and he like his wife stood by him.
Oh my God. Imagine that's your story.
I'll tell you what, not that I'm endorsing this kind of, but there's some women that put up with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, real loyal chicks out there. It's real down ass bitch.
I've been in a couple jams myself here and there over the years.
Yeah, and you wish you had a woman like that.
No, just been like, she's gonna leave me.
Yeah. No, like the woman who is like does the like the Patrice O'Neal bit about what is it, like your cell phone isn't working and your girl is the one who deals with the people you're too afraid to, but she'll like yell at the guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
The cell phone thing.
Yeah.
It's that, but you get caught for being a pedophile, and you have that confident girlfriend who steps in and gets you out of it.
Get you a lawyer.
Yeah.
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 She like borrows money from her mother to like pay your legal fees. She like mortgages her house, and
Oh, something like that just happened actually.
Really?
Yeah, like a guy killed this
Women
lady's
deal with a
kid.
lot of shit. Come on.
And the woman, and like it's her boyfriend or her husband, and she started defending him in court. She was like, it was like after the verdict. She's like, I just need to say something. And even her dad was like, he killed that kid. The fuck are you doing? She was like defending him. Yeah, it's a shame.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The bar is kind of
good
low
dick.
for men. Yeah.
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 Imagine your dick's just that good.
I can't even imagine.
That you kill a lady's kid, and then she's in the court being like, Your Honor, hear him out.
No,
crazy.
No dick or pussy.
No dick is worth
be that
it.
good.
I know.
He kills her kid, and she's like, I don't want to get back on Hinge.
Yeah.
Fucking animals on there.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, the bar's really low. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I think the key to dating is delusion. And it's not even delusion. It's like you should be honest with yourself. Like, you'd be a great boyfriend, girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to put people on a pedestal and think they're so far out of your league, because it's like, yeah, most people are fucking horrible partners.
Right.
Sadly.
Yeah, no, everybody's got some kind of flaw.
Yeah.
Probably dealing with.
And, if you're a Patreon subscriber to Out for Smokes, you're probably in the top 1% of men. Let's
probably
be honest.
top
but
1% of men, yeah.
I think that's the good thing about all these WNBA girls getting popular, because it's like, oh, women's basketball is getting popular, which means in 4 years, finding out that women's basketball players are beating the shit out of their boyfriends is going to become a thing. And you're finally going to see sympathy towards men who get beat up by their giant girlfriends.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. And it used to be you couldn't talk to anybody about that.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
But in a few years, Caitlin Clark's boyfriend's going to be like, she used to slam my head against the refrigerator.
just like getting the shit kicked out of you by your WNBA girlfriend because you can't get it out for the 4th time today.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just rolls you into a ball and throws you in a garbage can. You're stuck.
And the judge is like, isn't that what you wanted if you dated this 6'5" bitch?
Yeah. You're like, God, she tossed me in a garbage can, but I'm hard.
You're attracted to her, right?
She's attractive.
Yeah.
She's not gay. She's got a boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, not that
I think she's just a white bitch.
think she's just a white bitch. There have been like liberal think pieces written about her that's like, yes, she's very talented, but let's not forget that she's a white woman, which I think that's kind of funny. But there's a whole thing where
is she better than everybody?
She's really good. She's a really good shooter.
Is she like winning? She's winning the games and all that stuff, right? I know she broke a bunch of records in college, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Angel Reese is pretty good too. Who's like her rival.
She set the WNBA scoring record of 14 points.
Yeah.
Being shitty.
Yeah, one of the games generated like $6,000.
Yeah.
They're finding the lady who pushed her $20 and she had to declare bankruptcy.
Well, if you miss your first 2 shots, you could ask your dad to come in and shoot for you, right?
Yeah, you can stop if they cry, you got to stop the game.
Women get mad when men are shitty about the WNBA, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, for sure.
It's also fun because the 3 of us have no athletic ability.
Yeah, they're all better at me, and they all have more money than me.
I was having this conversation with this girl about like serial killer podcasts, and she was like, "Yeah, it's really retarded when men say, oh."
She said that?
Well, she didn't say
the
retarded.
Girl of your dreams. Talking about serial killer podcast, and she said that.
She used to listen to him.
Sean's like talking to this girl, and she's like, "Yeah, it's really retarded." And then he just wakes up. His alarm starts going off. Beep, beep, beep. She's like, "Sean, Israel's so full of gay retards, huh?"
You ever see
I got you, babe. It's Groundhog Day. Every night he has that dream. Wakes up with cum in his pajamas.
Sean, time to get up. Come on, honey. Come on, Mom, just 5 more minutes.
You ever see those women on Twitter who just like, say fag or retarded and post pictures of themselves?
No.
That's a genre of Twitter woman.
No
It's like,
shit.
Damn, you say the
Yeah,
slurs
but I'm
and
telling
you're
you,
a girl?
but you think that's cool, but she would be mean to you before
No.
you even knew it.
I don't think that's cool. I like women.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really.
They don't have to say the slurs.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
No, I'm saying like you think that like you shouldn't you like there's no such thing as like a woman edgelord, I don't think.
I guess not. I mean, yeah. Well, there are.
And if there are, they're like evil.
Yeah.
It'll be like Christy Nome who like who like cheats on you and kills your dog.
It's like Maleficent is like an edgelord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's not even,
Barely.
I don't even think she would say retarded.
Yeah, like Nikki Haley who cucked her husband and made him change his name.
You don't think she
Yeah.
called the dwarves that?
Who?
Maleficent? You don't think she called the 7 dwarves?
That's
She called one of them.
Those are
right?
2 different movies that you're
Maleficent doesn't
Maleficent and
become...
Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, she's... I never watched Sleeping Beauty.
No?
Maleficent. Maleficent.
Is that a part of it?
Jordan Peterson.
The
story of Maleficent. She's so evil.
Dude, I saw a TikTok the other day. It's just Jordan Peterson quote tweeting Elmo, and he's so mad at Elmo. Let me see if I can find it. I think
Something
I
happened to
saved
his brain, right?
Yeah, he took a bunch of fucking Xanax and then he cold turkeyed off it.
Damn.
Because they went out to Russia to do some experimental cold turkey treatment. Because if you're a benzo addict, you have to taper off. Like it'll fuck you up if you don't.
It feels like lightning bolts in your brain, right?
Elmo said, "Ramadan Mubarak, everybody. Elmo loves you." And Jordan Peterson quote tweeted it, and it goes line by line. Hamas will never win over the righteous keepers of the West. Up yours, scum.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Slimy. Elmo hopes you have a really great day. Hashtag happy birthday, Slimy. Go away and leave us alone, you virtue signaling, narcissistic, fear-mongering despiser of the peasantry. At Elmo.
That's great.
Wow, Elmo is glad he asked. Elmo learned that it is important to ask a friend how they are doing. Elmo will check in again soon, friends. Elmo loves you. Hashtag emotional well-being. Jordan Peterson. Go fuck yourself for wanting to discriminate against white people. Dude,
Yes. Get him.
this is like something that, like Ian Finance would tweet that if he relapsed.
Ian kind of looks related to Elmo, right?
He does,
Like if you
yeah.
could pick one friend who was related to Elmo,
Yeah,
you'd
probably.
be like, that's Ian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go fuck yourself for wanting to discriminate against white people. Sesame Street. He may be small, but he holds a ginormous place in our hearts. Hashtag happy birthday, Smiley. We love you. Jordan Peterson quote tweets and it says, "Go to hell." And it's not
Why?
Elmo. It's not because it's like, okay, I understand like you hate Elmo. You hate Elmo for whatever the reason, but this is just Sesame Street.
Yeah, yeah.
This is literally just Sesame Street. And he
Wow.
said, "Go to hell." The Babylon Bee tweeted, "Elmo dies of myocarditis after receiving COVID vaccine." And Jordan Peterson quote tweeted said, "And not a moment too soon. I've always detested that whiny, infantilized puppet."
It's great. Like his whole thing is to teach like men how to be men, and
Yeah.
all he does is talk about children's entertainment.
Children's entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the lessons there. But anyway, so I was talking to this girl, and no, she didn't say retarded, but she said it was stupid or whatever. That because she used to listen to serial killer podcasts, and she said it was stupid that men would say, "Oh, women want to fuck the serial killers," and she was like, "No, it's just a good story. It's interesting storytelling.
Yeah.
You're interested in that." And then she also said she listened to like 2 or 3 episodes.
Wait, it's interesting storytelling that
serial killers, a true crime or whatever. It's just an interesting story. It's a dramatic thing that you don't experience in your day-to-day life, and learning about kind of the most depraved.
So she's saying, no, we don't want to fuck the serial killers.
No, she's saying, no, women don't want to fuck the serial killer, which some women do, but whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she said that, but she also said she listened to 2 or 3 episodes of our podcast. So I was like, oh, did she hear me say that women want to fuck the serial killers? Because I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think that is? You think you need to chill out a little bit?
About the misogyny.
Yeah.
Maybe. I love women now. I have 2 dates this week.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hear?
But you know, they're not just sacks of flesh for you to fuck.
That's
right?
not what I meant.
Here's a joke I wrote that didn't, no one wanted for the Tom Brady roast about Andrew Schultz. It's serial killer related. That's why I'm reading it. Where is it? Here we go. Every time Andrew talks, I feel like the cops who dismissed a Dahmer victim. I'm just like, yes, you're gay. Now have a nice night. Is that
good.
funny? Yeah. I mean, of course, no one wanted it, but
Yeah, that's good.
it's worth the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have a favorite serial killer? Like, do you think about ever?
Who was worse, Ed Gein or the BTK? I don't know much about serial killers.
My dad gave me.
I
like,
guess
a
you know
deck of
what?
cards when I was a kid. That was all serial killers,
Okay.
and it had like their stats on the back. and shit.
I'm sure I've told the story on the podcast before, but there was a porno store in my town that wanted to like expand, and my grandma went and protested it. And the people who protested played audio of Ted Bundy being like, "Porn made me a serial killer." So it's just very funny. My grandma being like, "See, he admits it.
He says it. It's
Yeah.
got to be true.
Yeah."
You know,
I don't know.
Ted Bundy had accomplices. That's what the conspiracy people I talk to that I trust tell me.
Really?
Ted Bundy had accomplices. And like,
You think they're women?
well, I don't know. He was like a connected political guy, Ted Bundy, in Washington State. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how it's like only boomers that seem to have that problem of them being serial killers?
Yeah. Well, like
The
John
only
Wayne,
ones that believe in hard work, you know.
John Wayne Gacy 100% had accomplices. They talk about this in Eye of the Chicken Hawk. Like for his construction company, there are travel records that put him outside of the Chicago area during some of the murders. So it's like he definitely did some of them, but he had accomplices. So like in Eye of the Chicken Hawk and some of Program to Kill, they do talk about some of these serial killers kind of take the fall where it seems like there's a small gang of people raping and killing, and then one of them ends up taking the fall for all of it.
And why? Because they're kind of like bonded.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
some sort of, hey, if we get caught, it's like the mob almost, or because the actual cops go, this gets messy, this gets weird.
yeah, the Candyman killer would be an example of another one. Candyman killer, but yeah, Dean Corll. In Texas. I talked about that on the Finders episode a little bit. But the argument they make is that some of these serial killers who end up like connected to child trafficking networks, which end up connected to more powerful political networks, because, if you're like a powerful pedophile, you need somebody to like source victims or whatever. And so you end up kind of having these worlds overlap, these sadists, and some of them have a lot of power. And so when that blows up, one person takes the fall.
The most handicapped one takes the fall usually. So it's like the big giant guy who's a clown as his day job, not the politician or the lawyer.
Because that's like much spookier.
Yeah, it's like the big idiot. It's like if they raided the Texas Chainsaw Massacre's house, they're picking Leatherface. They're not, going, oh, it was the giant tard who killed everybody.
They're talking to John Wayne Gacy, and they're like, okay, you're going to have to take the fall for all these murders, but guess what? Women are going to want to fuck you in jail because women love having sex with serial killers. If there's one thing I know about women, it's they want to fuck the serial killers, and that's why they listen to true crime podcasts.
Let me ask you this, would you go to jail if they could promise you that you wouldn't get raped and women would want to come in and fuck you?
If there was like no...
That's how men self-actualize. They become Ted Bundy.
if there was like no threat of rape in prison, wouldn't be so bad for like a
It
year.
wouldn't be so bad.
Because I would just do, if I could do all my reading, you know.
Even 3 years, dude. 3 years was 2021. Like, what were you? It feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I could do 3 years in prison.
Yeah,
For you guys, I would do 3 years
that's nice.
if I had to.
Yeah.
If I had to go away, as long as you took care of my family.
Yes.
They should do they have like rape stats?
As long as you guys took my kid to the beach and got
Jail?
arrested.
Do they have like jail rape stats? Like, is it like partial propaganda that they're doing? Like, does every jail have ass fucking? Is what I'm saying, or is it like
They're
some
technically
jail?
not supposed to. Like, you're
No, I know
supposed to be
that.
protected when you go to prison.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, you know, if as soon as you report or whatever, or talk to the guards, then you have to be in protective custody because, like, all the other inmates are going to try to fuck you up if you're somebody who talks to the authorities or the guards or like,
Right.
So you just got to go to protective custody.
How about Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire? He gets convicted of impersonating somebody, and they have to send him to jail. But he goes to his gay brother to put spikes in his ass so that he can't get raped in prison. I need you to put spikes in my ass. You're my brother. I'm gonna make sure.
That guy
I'm gonna
ruled.
make sure that you get poison spikes in your ass. Nobody's
Just spinning his ass around on a barber chair.
yeah, his ass is in the air. Nobody's raping my brother in prison.
No one's raping my brother in prison. No. Yeah.
Mrs. Doubt, that scene is so funny because it's like he goes to his brother and he's like, "Can you make me a woman?" But he's already called her as Mrs. Doubtfire, but the first thing they do is they make him like Cuban, like they give him like a black wig. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You already know she's an old British woman. You're just fucking around.
I was crazy about that movie.
He's like, "All right, let's start by tucking your legs, your penis and balls back into your legs."
Now you got to listen to Goodbye Horses. Dance around in front of the mirror.
That's one of my favorite scenes in, or is that more of a Mary Poppins thing? In Arrested Development, where David Cross is acting like the nanny, and he jumps off the umbrella.
Yeah,
He just crashes through the
through the coffee table.
shit rules.
I was telling Scott and Johnny I was walking over here and I saw this couple on like 15th Street and they were great. Now everybody knows where the studio is.
No, dude, you walk a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I do like 2,300 steps in a day. Anyway, there was this couple and they were standing in front of a building and they were standing near like a glass dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously like bought it off Facebook Marketplace and they were waiting for their Uber XL to come like take them home. And I was just thinking, how funny would it be if I just pushed the table over and just glass shattered all over the street? I'm like, oops.
Did I
Sorry.
do that?
Sorry, gotta share the sidewalk.
Yeah. Bike lane.
I just pretend I'm on a bike like a mime.
Mike, how did you get that wound on your arm? Sorry.
I was
I told you, dude, he went to the beach today.
I hate cooking now, right? I've said that.
You like meal prep. I saw this on Instagram.
Sure. I like meal prep, but I don't. I used to enjoy cooking dinner a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not into it anymore. I have an electric stove, so everything that I make now I try to make really fast and whatever. So long story short, I had Brussels sprouts and I rinsed them off, but I didn't dry them, and I had like a pan full of hot oil. I just tossed them in the oil and it splattered all over my arm. And it didn't hurt that bad, but yeah, it looks kind of.
It's a weird like triple pattern.
It looks like an
was he
alien.
branded?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every time that happens when I'm cooking, I picture the scene in Beverly Hills Ninja where they stand and get like branded to become ninjas.
Dude, I just watched it. That movie's insane.
It's the best.
No, but it's like not
Of
good.
course
It doesn't
not.
make any sense.
No, yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the white ninja. It's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
the
laughed,
movie
right?
What's that?
You laughed, right?
I laughed at a couple parts, yeah.
The
but
ending too, it like fills your heart. You want to
Does it?
fight. Oh yeah, when his brother's getting attacked, the guy who's in Mortal Kombat or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he like jumps in and he's like, I may be whatever. I may not be what, I may. And it's like, but nobody messes with my brother. And then he beats up all the guys. You remember that? It's like, you don't have to be a ninja. You just have to have heart.
Yeah.
And then he had heart because his brother was being attacked and he fucked all those dudes up.
Yeah.
Shit killed me, man.
It just doesn't make any sense.
No, Chris Rock comes in. He
the
like
woman
flies in from a palm tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll finish watch. I watched like 20 minutes of it with Benjamin.
Yeah. It's great, man.
But it doesn't. The writing is so lazy.
Yeah.
The woman comes in and she's like, "Can you help me?" And then he's like, "I have to go to Beverly Hills and find this woman."
Yeah.
And then the master's like, "You got to follow him." There's no reason for him to follow this woman. There's no reason for him to go to California.
Yeah. What does the woman do? Isn't she in danger?
She shows up and she's like, "I need the help of a ninja to follow. I'm suspicious of this guy."
Yeah, you really need to judge that woman who like something terrible happens in her life, and she's like, "I need to call a ninja." Yeah, you go, lady, grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
and call the cops.
Yeah,
please. Yeah, she's like, "No, it's much deeper than that. We need ninjas."
It's such a
like your husband's dead.
It's like
you
the
think
laziest.
Ninjas need to save him.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like the laziest script I've ever seen.
Maybe.
And then he's like, "I have to go to," and then he has like he goes to California to like find her.
Well, yeah, everybody loves the like Beverly Hillbillies idea where you take a type of thing and then you throw it in Beverly Hills. Like it's like some wild world, but it's not.
Right.
It's just an outdoor shop.
Beverly Hills, Sean McCarthy.
Yeah. It's just Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
What?
Beverly Hills Chihuahua is the same actor.
Yeah. How would you make like a millennial Mrs. Doubtfire? Like, what would you do? Like, and how would they?
Robin Williams dresses like more of a man.
Yeah. He takes testosterone.
Yeah, to raise his kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what is a millennial. Millennials are like us.
It's like she shows up at the house and he doesn't have the makeup on, so he has a big vape cloud that he obscures her vision with.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
A vape cloud and avocado toast. He rubs avocado toast on his face.
God, comedy podcasting is so easy, isn't it?
Yeah. He doesn't have to put fake tits on. It's just a reaction from the vaccine. He grows into Mrs. Doubtfire because he got
good.
Pfizer.
That's good. Yeah. No, he takes the vaccine so he becomes a woman, and then he has to pretend to be a man.
Yeah.
To compete on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Of course. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect.
Another riff down.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe Rogan's starting to come around on Palestine.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I think his heart's in the right place. I like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I think he still follows me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a cool guy.
One of us has to get on that show.
Yeah.
Every time I see him with a picture of his dog, I'm like, that's a good man.
Yeah.
He seems like all right.
You know what his problem is? He's just like a little gullible. I think he likes people and he takes people at their word.
Yeah.
You can't take everybody at their word.
Yeah.
You can't listen to what Ben Shapiro has to say.
I understand what you're saying. That is true.
You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, but everybody's off the tiny Shapiro train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I saw Ben Shapiro in my house, I would grab a can of Raid and spray him.
Who did you just say before Ben Shapiro?
Joe Rogan?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't. Oh, yeah, a picture of his dog. I saw a picture of John F. Kennedy Jr.
Okay.
With his dog and his wife, or his girlfriend at the time. And I forgot that him and his wife died together.
Yeah, they were in the plane crash
and
that the CIA blew up.
Yeah, and you go, oh, their dog, the dog, like, didn't know what the fuck happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the CIA doesn't come to the dog and tell the dog what happened. So the dog his owners never came home that day.
In what?
That's like the saddest part about all the Kennedy deaths is that they had dogs and the dogs never knew why their owners didn't come home.
The dog was like, oh, he must be fucking another woman again. I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow. John Kennedy Jr. kind of rocked. Like him and his wife, like they loved each other, but they would have like these screaming fights. One of which they apparently did at Central Park. He like took his ring off and threw it at
Oh, they
her.
got pictures of it.
Yeah, they
yeah.
had like some screaming meltdown fight in Central Park. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think it was Central Park, some park.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I had this bit that I want to do about like Uber ratings and Uber drivers and how like they're when you get an Uber, right? Especially when you're in a different city and you see that the driver has like a 4.95 or like I had a guy in Charlotte who was a 5.0. I'd never seen a 5.0 before. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a 5-star Uber driver. And he's like, oh yeah? He was like just a Southern guy with a long beard. But you're almost happy because you're like, oh good, this guy's got a 4.9 because he's like afraid to lose his job. So I can treat him like shit. There's too much of a too high of an Uber rating means that guy's afraid he's probably got kids.
Okay.
And it turns you into a piece of shit because you go like, this guy.
How do you abuse an Uber driver?
What's that?
How can you abuse an Uber driver?
It's not that, but it's like you can if you wanted to.
You're like, roll
You
up the
could be
windows.
like, can I have a charger?
You just start farting.
Yeah.
Keep the windows rolled up.
I'm done with this water. Can I have another one?
Yeah. No starburst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there only 2 pink starburst in here? What are you, some kind of poor person? This is not good customer service. Like the guy probably's got kids and like an ex-wife and, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm always impressed with the guys who.
So I think a 4.9 is like too high of an Uber rating.
Yeah.
I think the ideal rating is like a 4.2.
Yeah.
You know, because that guy's not going to take your shit.
Take your shit. Yeah, you can't just throw up. The 4.2 rating is because someone threw up in his car and he got in an argument with him. Yeah,
and he got,
yeah.
and he
should have.
And he stood up for himself.
Yes.
And he stood up for himself.
Yes, he stood up for himself, and that's why he has 4 stars.
Yeah.
You're right,
Because
Mike.
somebody went, and they gave him a.
And he said, you know what, get out. And they said, you're going to make me get out on the highway? But
Yeah.
I agree with that man.
Yeah.
He lost a star because he was listening to a serial killer podcast, and a woman asked him to turn it off because it was making her too horny.
You know what I like to do before I get into
She asked him to fuck her in the back seat because she couldn't contain herself because she's sick. But and then I guess so. I want to maybe do this on stage, like about the Uber ratings and whatever, because like
make it a one-man show.
And I also you can't be an Uber driver with like 2 stars, but I kind of want to meet the guy with 2 stars.
Yeah,
because
that's what Taxi Driver 2 is going to be about.
He's got an Uber rating with 2 stars.
2 stars. Yeah.
But I feel like the guy with 2 stars shows up and he's like,
oh, he hates him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you ever pay for an abortion? Because there's a thing that you can do on Uber where you click like quiet ride.
Wait.
And that means you're going to the clinic. Quiet ride means you're going to the clinic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No.
Taxi Driver 2, Robert De Niro shows up. He's like, "What? I thought Jodie Foster would be here," and Chris Hansen comes out.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. They're like, she's actually 37 years old now. She's in her.
It's a 37-year-old.
Wait, Jodie Foster's like in her 50s.
Yeah. She's in her 50s now.
Jeez. Time sure flies. You know, one day it's 1976 and you're jacking off to this new young actress. Just kidding. I was born in 11 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see her in Guys and Dolls?
Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
No.
They all just act like people from the 20s. So she just like acts like an adult. It's kind of creepy.
Oh.
Like she talks like this, but she's 9. Yeah.
You've seen the most like probably obscure movies out of the 3 of us.
No, I haven't seen.
I bet you watch like cartoons from the 1930s.
I have seen cartoons from the 30s. Yeah. You have too, though, for sure.
Sure, but not as many as
No, maybe not. No. Yeah. You grew up like watching Little Rascals and shit, though.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like the shorts, the black and white, like the Our Gang.
No, but I saw the movie in theaters.
Oh, that shit was fun.
That was good.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg's in it.
She's just in it just so her and Buckwheat could do this at each other. Yeah. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
You're watching cartoons from the 1930s. Like, why is the Trade Federation from Star Wars here?
Yeah. Oh, we would never act without the approval of the Senate. Why are they Chinese? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because someone has to be, I guess.
Right, but that's not like a Chinese characteristic that they like run the galaxy. You know,
It's true.
I don't know.
I guess there are the most of them, so statistically, some of the aliens would be Chinese.
Yeah.
I wish there was more secrets in China than my brain wants me to believe there's secrets. Like China is way more accessible than my brain thinks it is. And so since I think China is so unaccessible, I go, they could have anything there that's amazing, and we just don't know about it. Like technology 100 years into the future. And then you go, no, you can go to China if you want to.
Yeah.
And I go, oh yeah. I have to remind myself that China can't have too many secrets, or we'd find out about them.
I'm sorry, I didn't follow that.
You can't follow that?
I literally can't follow that.
Do you ever go oh, so
God,
China
wait.
is
Let me
so
try.
isolated.
Let me try to summarize that for you. I wish China didn't have so many secrets.
Yeah. Okay. So you ever go everything I've ever learned about China, I go,
Sometimes I'm
it's
like, man, we have
probably
such a good
propaganda,
dynamic.
American propaganda.
Right. Yeah.
And so I go, so to me, China is a secret. And then people tell me China likes to keep things secret. So sometimes my brain goes oh, they have things and we don't even know.
Right.
Like they have an Oz town practically, and we don't even get to know about it. And maybe some Chinese people don't
Well, they
even
definitely have a
get to know
Munchkin land.
about it. Yeah. And I just think things like that. What do they have that we don't get to know?
Okay.
And then I go, no, that's ignorant. We do know more than that assumption. You know what I'm saying? Just like if things were as bad as we were saying,
You're saying they don't have as
it would
many
be easily provable
secrets.
as well, right?
You're saying they don't have as many secrets as you'd think.
Yes, correct.
I doubt it. Yeah.
No, there's no way. It's like a stereotype to assume that Chinese people
yeah.
have that many secrets.
Yeah.
Is what I'm implying.
Right.
Yes.
No, it's got to be more normal than we think.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think America's
Just more trains.
Yeah, we have to act like it's so secretive, so we think evil things are happening. Because if it's not secretive, why aren't the evil things leaking?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why aren't the evil things leaking?
Yes.
And you're saying it's not as evil as we think.
Exactly. And that's why, because there's not that many secrets.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there even such thing as a Uyghur Muslim? I don't think so.
Yeah, how could you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that though, but that's just the idea is when you go to China, you do have to you have to sit somewhere and get changed. It is like entering Oz. They have to they scrub here and brush there for a little bit, right? And a couple of la-di-das, and then you come out a communist, right? But you do have to adjust or you don't get to live there. Isn't that true?
I don't know.
Oh. Because I thought that was the Uyghur Muslim issue is you have to transition into Chinese. Everyone has to go to a Chinese factory and you go in not Chinese and then you come out acting like them and then you get to live there.
That's accurate.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's like Oz. You go there and there's suddenly Technicolor. It's a bunch of colors on the spectrum that you never see in America.
I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it.
All right. Can I be autistic for a second?
Yes.
Of course.
All right. So you went to Ireland.
Yes.
When did you get back?
Friday evening.
Last Friday.
Yeah. This most
'Cause
recent.
I kind of got the travel bug now.
I love traveling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to Serbia in July.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
I have a friend from Twitter who's going, and I have some Serbian friends on Twitter. They're very cool dudes. They hate America, but they're very nice.
You're just gonna
you can
drive
stay with
around
them?
in a Wrangler.
Yeah, I might be able to. They make a lot of pork. It's very popular in Serbia. They'll barbecue a whole pig and these kinds of things. But my grandfather's from Slovenia, so and he's still
So is
alive.
Melania Trump.
Yeah.
Count Dracula.
So I would go, if I'm able to get the time off work, I would go to Belgrade, and then I would go to Slovenia for a few days.
I hear it's nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But no, I love to travel.
I want to go to.
I love to travel.
No, but it's crazy how because you don't do it forever, then you do it, and you're it's all you want to do.
Yeah.
What? So, but you were just in Dublin.
I was in Limerick. My on my father's side, my uncle has a farm there, or the farm that him and my dad grew up on. They grew up on a farm with no running water, no electricity. They had a well and stuff.
Oh.
And my uncle, my dad and my uncle, and my two uncles, one of them is dead now. They came over to America, and then one uncle went back, and then he took over the farm. He raises cattle on it, and then he has all my cousins are my Irish cousins are my age. They have a bunch of kids, most all of them. They have like 4 or 5 kids. They're doing great. But they just like kind of.
It's just like a guy that was Sean's body with like the fattest wife you've ever seen, and she's breastfeeding two babies, and the other ones are smoking cigarettes, kicking a soccer ball around.
She was like, "This is the life."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're all much more proficient in life skills than me.
Yeah.
But
It's cool meeting family in like other countries. Though.
yeah.
My one cousin in Italy, he's obsessed with the San Antonio Spurs. He likes American basketball. And then what airline did you fly over there?
Aer Lingus.
How was it?
It was good, but then I was like annoyed on the trip back, and I hate when I'm rude to customer service.
Right.
Because like on the trip back, I felt like they gypped me
Mm-hmm.
because I bought the ticket, which was like the saver fare or whatever their cheap bullshit is.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did was they did it so that the flyover to fucking I had a layover in Manchester, England.
Mm-hmm.
The flyover, it was like a prop plane, like, really small plane. So basically, they made you check your bag, and then they charged you €75 to check your bag. And I was like, you motherfuckers. I didn't quite get that emotional, but it felt like, oh, you tricked me because it didn't make clear that I couldn't. I thought you get your personal item and one carry-on.
Yeah.
I had my personal item, one carry-on. I wasn't planning to check a bag. And I was like, well, I would have not spent €75. And then I just felt like a dick after because of like, who cares? €75.
€75 is like $90 though.
Yeah, it was a little annoying at the time.
Yeah.
But
Did they serve like wine or beer on the plane?
they charged.
Oh, they
Which
did?
is usually, I'm told, international flights. Actually, and that has been my experience. International flights, they usually give you free wine and beer.
Dude, the flight home from Madrid, I had 2 glasses of wine on the flight.
I like doing that, yeah.
And then like they serve you lunch, and then like, dude, the pilot came on and was like, hi, we'll be landing in about 40 minutes, just to let you know. And right after that, they started coming around with ham sandwiches.
It's wonderful.
Like 40 minutes before landing. So I had 2 glasses of wine, a meal, and a microwaved ham and cheese sandwich.
That was on the way back? Or
That was on the way back to New York. But I flew like the Spanish airline.
Yeah.
Iberia. I'm like, this is like,
That is lovely.
they know how to live.
Oh,
I think I hate this fucking country now.
this is bullshit.
You know what? I was walking around Queens today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember why I love America.
Yeah.
Because you know what I didn't see in Europe that I saw in Queens today?
Okay, what?
Was a house with a sign on it that said, this house is protected by a gun and a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Just like our particular type of suburban psychos.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't
I'm
get that
down.
in Europe.
Yeah.
How did Dublin feel? You went to Dublin, right?
Yeah, Dublin kind of sucks. I mean, like, I know a couple. I have like 2 Irish friends there, just through the internet. They're very nice people, but like, they were telling me, they both told me independently that they had like all these childhood friends, and both of them were like, yeah, every single one of my friends except for 2 has left Dublin. And the reason is because Dublin, like the cost of living is comparable to New York City, but the salaries are like half.
Yeah.
Like you just don't make any money. It's actually more affordable to live in New York City than it is in Dublin. And so everybody fucking leaves Dublin. They go to Europe, they go to Australia, they go to America. It's just like, yeah, it's and so what happens is you go to Dublin and it's like, I went to the Marsh Library. It's like a library from the early 1700s, all sorts of storied history. Like there are cool things to see, but essentially in Dublin, there's almost no locals. It's just rich people and tourists. So you just don't really like. I loved Limerick, but I kind of wish I spent more time outside of Dublin, other parts of Ireland, because you can get more of an authentic experience. Whereas Dublin is like this kind of weird ghost city,
Yeah.
doesn't have much culture really.
How far is Limerick from Dublin?
2.5 hours on the train. It's a small country.
Limerick is a type of poem too, right?
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at
Yes,
that.
Scott.
Look at that, boys.
Yes, Scott.
Look at that.
In Limerick, they had a pogrom against the Jewish people there, but like 16 Jewish people lived there. So they chased out 8 of them, and that was the pogrom.
And they just like celebrated a huge victory.
Yes.
Imagine being the other half that's like, well, I live here. I'm not going. You can chase me out all you want. And then what did you do on the plane? How'd you pass the time?
Watched movies. I watched Poor Things. Did you guys see that?
No.
Was it good?
I liked Poor Things. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched Poor Things. Then on the movie and I slept on the flight over, and then the flight back I watched Bad Boys, and I watched 21 Jump Street.
Nice.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street's fun shit.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I watched The Mask of Zorro.
I haven't seen that.
Still
okay.
slaps.
Or actually, no, I did
It's still
see it
bad.
a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. As a
It's
kid.
still really good.
Really.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Well, unless you got any, I said, can I be autistic? And this was my little corner of the
No, I liked it.
show. What's on your? What's on
That
your travel
euthanasia
list?
thing. I mean, I guess we could talk about that a little, right?
We could talk about the comedian who got punched. Spanish comedian.
Sure. For I guess saying he was gonna molest this guy's 3-month-old kid or some shit. He made a joke about a guy's 3-month-old kid sucking a black dick, I guess. And so the guy showed up to his show in Mexico and slapped the hell out of him. I don't know if you saw the video, Mike, but it's pretty great.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
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 The guy's just cowering in the corner.
Now, I think this is one of those stories where it's like the more you learn about it, the less you don't want to root for anybody.
Sure.
Because what I found was, and yeah, every once in a while people do say stuff about your kid on the internet, and you do fantasize about. You're like, that'd be amazing if I could just hunt this person down and just pay a black teenager to slap the shit out of them for me. Because I can't fight. Anyway, all right, but I guess like the guy who has the baby is like a right-wing activist, and the guy who commented was like, that kid's definitely going to be gay. He'll be like sucking dick. So it's like neither one.
Wait, I have the
Yeah,
quote.
you should never bring up sucking dick
From the New
about
York
a
Post.
person's kid, you know?
Yeah,
The guy's a right-wing activist and a musician. And
he must be like anti-gay, right?
He posted a picture of his baby on X Twitter with the caption, quote, "Pride and Joy."
Yeah.
And the comedian said, quote, "Nothing and no one can prevent the possibility that he is gay, and when he grows up, he gets tired of sucking black cock," is what he tweeted back. And then he deleted it.
But now that guy must be like an anti-gay
politician.
politician or activist.
You know what it is? I think it's like Mexico is like behind in stand-up, so he's like their Andrew Dice Clay, this guy, this fat Mexican guy. Yeah, so that's what he's going for. This guy just doesn't get edgy comedy.
He's like, hickory dickory dock, that baby's gonna suck cock.
La sucka caca.
Oh, Misa got a baby sucking my dick. Yeah, so, and then if you watch the video, it's in Spanish. He's like yelling. He shows up and he yells at the comedian, "Do you think my son was going to eat a black man's dick at 3 months? What now? Tell me to my face here and now."
Yeah.
He punches the comedian.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I heard Mel Gibson's turning it into a movie. He was inspired by it, so he's turning it into a movie.
That's how Mel
Him
Gibson.
and Clint Eastwood is going to be Clint Eastwood's final directing. The right-wing politician who beat up an open mic.
And Clint Eastwood's going to insist on starring in the movie.
I'm the politician.
He's going to be 104 years old, being like, "What did you say about my baby boy?"
But in the movie, after he beats the guy up, he grabs the mic and does a set and kills. What did the dead Mexican fag say to the father who had it up to here?
Whoa.
Yeah.
And the nominees are Bradley
Out
Cooper.
in El Paso. That's how the movie ends, you know?
Yeah. Bradley Cooper in The Story of George Washington. Clint Eastwood in Dead Mexican Fag. That's what the movie's called.
It's like, they're like trying to tell Clint Eastwood, no, it's in Spain. We're calling it Dead Mexican Fag.
You know who the fuck I am. Man, it's crazy. He is like so old. And my grandfather's like that too. My grandfather's 97 and he's just like so fucking, he can't really stand or do anything.
He looks very different now,
Yeah.
right?
The lesson,
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
the lesson from
Your
that
grandpa
story for
yeah.
comedians is if you're going to talk about how a 3-month-old baby sucks cock, you have to do steroids like Aaron Berg.
No, you have to suck the microphone for a little bit after you say the joke.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that happened too, the guy drove like 6 hours to confront this comedian.
That's where the movie.
I don't think I have
That's
that
where
in
the
me.
movie
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah, yeah.
Just this turn of the key.
Clint Eastwood presents.
Yeah, the volume of the music. Yeah.
And he insists on driving too. The car's shaking all over the road.
Yeah. He's driving through the border.
Yeah, he like crosses the border into Mexico and doesn't even think twice. Doesn't even think about it.
Just because someone tweeted something about his kid's dick.
So the first half of the movie is him driving into Mexico, then realizing it was Spain.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, every once in a while, people do say stuff about your kid online.
On
Oh,
this
it would
podcast.
enrage me. It would enrage me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get real mad for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But hey,
And
what
some
can
people
you do?
just like think they're fun. You know, they're like, "What? It's funny." And you're like, "Dude, kid, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? What can you do? I'm good looking and you're not. I put my face on YouTube and Patreon. You don't. Anyway, boys, any final thoughts?
No, that's just like when I was married, that would bother the shit out of me. It's like, I deal with trolls. It's fine, say whatever about me, but it's just like people would post pictures of my wife, and I'm like, Jesus, it just makes you really mad. I get it.
Have you ever thought
How
about,
did you get these?
I know. Have you ever thought about why people hate you so much?
Stop sending. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just pictures of my wife I've never seen before. I'm like, wait a minute.
And you never thought about like why people hate you so much?
I think like most people who hate me, I'm fine with hating me.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm too abrasive online sometimes, but that's fun.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
and it,
Yeah.
y-
No, I think your Twitter presence is perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You might as well just have fun on the internet. I mean, that's the thing that
The only thing that you do that I wish you would and is out prominent intellectuals. That's the only critique I
it's
have.
fun.
Is it?
I don't know. You're right. Like people, I won't say his name, but people are like, "Well, are they mad at the guy?" No, I love the guy.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's fun to be a shithead.
Yeah.
I'm 35. It never stops being fun.
Sean, I told you I was gay in private. Sean, yes, I'm a 97-year-old gay man.
That's Chomsky.
Yeah, Noam Chomsky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it will stop being fun when I'm alone and old, but
Is
for now, it's-
Chomsky gay? Is Chomsky married?
he was married. His wife died, and then he started hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein.
He kind of looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. Chomsky a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I pray every day I pass away before Deb. Because I don't know how I would handle, her death.
Oh, terrible.
I just love her so much.
Unimaginable.
I'd start hanging out I'd dig up Jeffrey Epstein.
Steal his mojo.
Try to try to get in somewhere at one of the. No, actually, he's alive.
You bury Jeffrey Epstein in Stephen King's Pet Cemetery, and he comes back as a good guy. He's like,
Yeah.
where are the 40-year-old women at? Man, your undead friend Jeff is awesome.
You fellas know where I can find some age-appropriate girls around here?
We went to the bar. We picked up some cougars last weekend.
Hey, you guys want to maybe go over to the Times Square Olive Garden and meet some women our age?
Dude, Jeff went wild last weekend. He was fucking with this 56-year-old woman from Minnesota. He met her at a Trump rally.
Hey, anyone want to go to the Applebee's in Clifton, New Jersey? Get some tail. All right, I think that's the episode.
That's it.
Good riff, Sean.
Yeah,
Great
it's
riff to
good.
end the show, gang. See
Maybe
y'all
we should
next
do
week.
no show prep more.
Yeah.
We should do a little.
Yeah.
You should do it. It's
Little-
finding the sweet spot.
The sweet spot, we have show prep to go to if we need it, but we should trust ourselves.
We should trust ourselves.
All right.
And we can get rid of this dumbass theme that's not helping us anymore. Anyway, hey, T-shirts coming soon.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
supporting. Bye-bye.